to say I was driving today and I decided to listen to our Alive album while I was driving, and I just started crying my eyes out. I am just like so deeply, deeply proud of the art that my sisters and I made for that album. Like, it's like my most favorite piece of art we've made. The cool thing about the Alive album is that I feel like all of my sisters, like all six of us, we're all so different, but we're all represented in different songs. For instance, Christina actually wrote Kick the Habit years ago, like when she was a teenager, and it was very like a personal song for her. Amy wrote Find Me, which is like, Find Me is like one of my favorite songs ever. Like, Amy literally, like, the words, she did so good. And then Lisa just poured her heart out into Love of a Man. Like, I feel like that's such an intensely personal, like, raw song. It always makes me cry. And when I first heard Never Let Me Fall, which Lauren wrote, I was like in shock. Like, Lauren, you are such an artist. I was really grateful because my poem Alive got to be made into the song Alive, and that was such a special poem for me. I actually wrote it like 3 years ago, so that was so, like, I'm so thankful. And then One More Night, which Danny actually wrote inspired by one of our fans. That song always gets me because it takes me right back to when we were on tour in Europe. And there were just some very like raw moments on tour doing One More Night, because that song I know personally connected with so many of you guys. Every time I hear it, it just takes me right back to tour, and I always have this huge flood of emotion thinking back to like some of your guys' faces and stuff on tour. I am just so incredibly proud of that album, and I'm so grateful that I got to be part of an album that I'm just like, it like makes me I was really feeling our song Alive because I went through a period of like deep, deep sadness for like the past month. And I remember during that time I was just like praying, like, God, take this away from me. I felt like the sadness was so heavy, like I can't carry this anymore. I was like, ugh. During those periods in our lives, it can feel almost like God abandoned you, because you're like, what the heck, God, you're supposed to be protecting me. You're supposed to keep me safe from like pain like this. I know during this last month, I definitely had many like moments where I would just lay in my bed in like a ball of pity, like, how could you let me feel this pain, God? Today, as I was driving and listening to Alive, the message of Alive is really like, I feel because I'm alive. Like, our feelings make us human. That was one of the reasons I started crying so hard, because I was like, I'm so human. Like, I realized how human I was in those moments of pain. And I know it sounds like such a cliche, like, especially if you're going through one of those times of darkness right now, that like pain makes you stronger and pain makes you better. This month I tried to remind myself that, but it just sounded like a lie. I was like, I don't want to feel this anymore. This is horrible. Like, I just want to move on, you know? Then 2 days ago on Friday, I went on a long 2.5 hour walk, and I was just like listening to beautiful music, looking at beautiful nature. I was overwhelmed by this feeling of deep, like, genuine joy and genuine gratitude to be alive, to be a human being. Yeah, what I've realized is that I feel like pain almost can be like an ocean that comes and sweeps us, and it like cleans our soul out. It's so true. Like, I know it sounds so cliche, but you cannot feel deep joy unless you feel deep pain. Like, it's not possible. If you're in one of those moments of pain right now, just like, please hold on. Don't give up. There's going to be some kind of meaning in all of this. I promise you.